ebefa so aye osoro ketewa ewo asase so migidi se yaka niema bebre na onso wadi bebre ho nkomo wabo bebre ho mpaye na wo hwese nyame bema wo kwan na wama wa hoden wama otumi na wo de watie de waka de wasua na watwe no aye adwuma enti yebekoso adda nyame ase for such a wonderful opportunity akwanya ti say enne yedru adesua no de toso enwotwe na the title no was rebuilding where to start. So I heard the way I'm actually no na rene kakra bi if we say no me gidi say bi no ye for nipa kakra bi and a building na ye kese no ne adwuma pa ho na adwuma ne wo na minim se mu bebre nyame ama yen bi ho ya ware bi ye da so ne ye yerenom ne ye kununum ye busuafo na tie na wotwe nyame ama yate niema de wo kire ne ye se the di can see and we should rebuild it yensan si biem so we ye obi nso a afi na wo kwaware mu de a ene wo de ne ye building if is afi na wo hyase se we ye panimu obi anyame ahyira wo ewo ma wo ma ebe ware ana wo nananom a onso wo tufo se ombe build the omo wo no masan rebuild the omo be chekire no ombe si ne foforo nti se de wo situation tie bia no ehun hia se yetimi build yabusua ye hyehye yabusua no ebia menka se ye hyehye ne foforo fi se ye hodada but ye hyehye ne se de nyame pese ebe ye osoro ketua wasase so heaven ketua na sembisa pa ne ye se where do I start ina men hyase se na otwi matini yama bebre in fact yama meti nyina akra na yama dwemu bebre amama dwenu maye bebre ni tin hu ne nan ebi ho amete ase but where ina men hyase mfiri eno na mepese anwumre yi yesire nyame ho nyansa kakra na oboa yen so we busa ho sa question na Ronibeka said it is a legitimate question. It's the right question to ask because ubetimi etia no aka say oh dini ko yie e ko kama pa na so amemfa so bia ma. It is when you identify where to start and you start working on those things. And no begiri se betimi aboa ya me nyina ya sesa. So se bia wo bia no so trase ne mompa ye ne afia ho hye nyame nsa bra ye besere se on kire yen where to start ejapa a woyemye no adoye doso ebredru biem ye da wase pa so don homedai ache yen a beautiful sabbath ewom ye nyanhye ne memne danimu de nanso de kwan wafa so ma wiem aye fom mame ye hyene ohumeda bremu no e kire yen se konkron ye nyame ubema konkron ye naba yen so humeda yi ubehira yen ti e dawase yesrew se bra ye besua ba bia be hyase ne nsem a yate bebre nyina no ebetimi de afa so aye adwuma no kire yen bi adwunum ne bi yakoma mu na ho konkron no kakafo no kire no emmeyen enam saye so de be na nwumre bia no de besua bia no aboa yen wo Yesu din mu amen. Okay, so rebuilding, where do I start? Ebusua said the yesua free homedan. In fact, yesha se homedan se yekaya. The first question I need ebusa na say, what does family mean to you? Yeka busua edien ena ejina ho ma say na wosi fa hu no na menim say na wotwe de yesua nyina no ebia ama wo yi sa asem na no kakran nyame bo ochina wi a ye bebusa ho asem how you have seen, how you see it now. Now, once or the and how you say it. Now, say you bet to me. Asha say ye rebuild yabusua no ye ma yabusua na gina ye ma yabusua na tintim se de nyame amaya kwankyere na wotwe na age say ye di dwuma bi a very simple task. How say ye wo school mu se usua de na say ye pese ye hu sa de na usua ye no wahu na ye ne ye say ye won sohwe ensohwe no ene ye de broni bekas assessment ye de check ye de assess ehunu se ampa de wosi wasua ni nyina na enokre wate ase so also wasua aka a ye ma akoye test assessment ne de a check ehunu se oh de wasua ni nyina na enokre. Now it seems to me say the starting point of every family our person will rebuilding is to start with an assessment. Obeshase some wo ye wo ho examination wo ye ho test bi na timi aboa wo amowanya baby apese wo de wabusua no esie anase baby wabusua no baby abepeche no baby e wo no wahunu baby e wo no wahunu baby abetime de akonti. These are the things I who here when it comes to rebuilding and when it comes to identifying where to start rebuilding your family. Now, me the ensamiensa bi di animu just to give us a preliminary assessment and no maybe say no twa emfoni ko hwe wabusua a wo mu sesei na eyi sa asem no ano na fei yen hwe de eto aso. The first question I di kan say me pese obusa ho say so does it feel good to live in my family right now? Me wo atenka bi say me busua me timu sesei no me nije enye nije as in excitement and I say but I feel good. Me say a year good is about morality, right or wrong. Is it good ebusua no de no na year what we do papa is it good say so year no does it feel good right now? A very, very important question because said the basic use our question we say no where to start. That is number one. Number two, say, do I feel I'm living with friends, people I like and trust, and who like and trust me? So me jitum na me wasatin kanu wo me muse me nini pa me pe wo masem na me wo mu gidie ene tie sebusua enti wo busa ho se wo twamfoni so yo ba wo twamfoni ahwe wo kunu wo twamfoni ahwe wo ma wo twamfoni ahwe omo wo busua nim so wo ye oba nso a ebe ma nso wo twawani ahwe wo yire you are asking this question wo hwe busua ni nyina do I feel good? But second one, do I feel I'm living with friends? Me yire way or to say madam for na say we just mabe kwa hwini no mako ware mako fa ware ato me so me ye ho hwenye ye nti I have to live with it. Sanity na. That is the second question. The third question, I say, is it fun and exciting to be a member of my family? Remember, the first one was good, which is morality, right and wrong. This one is fun. Fun, fun can be pleasurable. It can be laughter. It can be one of the days near can't joy any happiness once. Is it fun? Is it joyful? Is it do I feel a sense of happiness? Is it exciting? Nije. So me be fear na me say me be free na me free say me free a very happy place. Akwabonten. Do I have that sense of feeling? These are the three questions I'm a person here. Now, ubra wu twamfoni ahwe wabusua na wo hwe sa ensem miensen no. Minim say when your answer be wo trim. Now unim. Let me just say answer be a wunya ye bia no say yes and to the 3 questions amebu say ya, then we hear a big badge of honor. Congratulations. Adentia. Yes, because this basic question just starts to assure you a shower they say you are living in what we call a nurturing family. Busua enyini ebusua eye papa busua, nurturing enyini kosro ebusua etese osro ketua ewasasi. So that is the kind of family we. But so what answer no no. And I say maybe no chese debi maybe I say be a nyina bi akakra bi na ye. So what that na? Well, let me still offer you a congratulations. Adentia. If we say ane likely say busua wo mu no ye be describe no say a troubled family, abusua and tawantawa die ewom enya busua nurturing ebusua wo how nanso at least we identify ebusua na wo mu no wa assess ye hunu ba bia ebusua ne wo enti something needs to be done. And isuafo ne adusua wa aware ho ne ye hwa ware ne ye study aware ye hwa ebusua animu nsem enyina no ekire yen se ebusua bia wasase su bia every family in this world, whether say ebusua say waware na metim anase ebusua say me nware afi na me be free akọware anase ebusua say me second generation third generation ebusua me wo nananom ene nanankanso anom, whatever your family is and ebusua bia wo mu no it can be positioned on broni say you betimi dey see what we call a spectrum and also a scale. Now scale no fan say twanimfoni say dem dey atusui. A scale a soro no point to soro in a form no point to form and a soro no nurturing kire say good very exciting environment papa ni je mami ni je abofre ni je na na feel okay obi o wabusua nim bia feel say wow erade me da wase so this abusua we mami. That is a nurturing family. It is not perfect because yen nyina te boni wiasim, but it's a busua you live in such a situation tie bia no there is an happiness ankasa, there is that fun, there is that goodness, there's that excitement, you trust, you like it, you won't exchange BBA because you love it. That is a nurturing family. And it gets better and better every day until it's pointing upwards. But a busua who answer no to questions it's a busua you can't trust anybody until it's troubled. You don't see you're good, it's troubled. There is no fun, no excitement. According to say it's a prison, even though you have freedom, see it it's troubled. And we are going to see where we can pitch our family on this scale. Na amayetimi astarte aye bibi afa ho. Begin say this is one of the practical things we can do. And so we obi a wo busua bi a wonim no wadamfo bi a o wabusua mu a oye said na busua tie bia no, and then we are giving you an opportunity to also be able to help by understanding so the way framework ni adwuma no na boa ama wonso wa boa wo bi o wo nchen why a source of happiness to a dying family and abusua bi a wa ho kyerem. And what are we talking about? This is the relationship scale. So let's look at the characteristics. Yes, ye kasa busua trouble that. So what says ye busua 100 belong to the lower side and the troubled side na. Features niema a montem say Africa busua, immigration busua, Europe busua, America busua, whatever busua ne tie bia no, they share the same similarities. Omo wɔ nneɛma ɛyɛ, similar. Ɛwɔ ɔmo ho a ɛma ɔmo abusua no yɛka sɛ ɔmo belong to this. The same thing in nurturing families and so similar characteristic and that sort of features. Now, what are the signs? It is actually heading towards a troubled family. Remember, so busiano go through the trouble section, it falls into an abyss. Abyss nature say akotam na donko bimwa intimi masrubium a hoya friend a drew baby a friend irreconcilable differences inti awariano a gugu a jija uye bibia se ye aye, and we pray so we don't get there. That is where the problem has actually become worse. We are talking about babia and worse, but it is actually tittering, as a, it is an accident waiting to happen. Because busua bebre we are seeing mono, and yes, a busiano egu a busiana say a busiano or hopa, but problems enti ama busiano acquire to say the ahomaso on a minute in a year. That is what we want to see, how we can shift the position of the family towards a nurturing environment. So what are the characteristics of a troubled family? 1, 3 things I bet me I describe as hopelessness, helplessness, and loneliness. These are what we call the hallmarks, the trademarks. Sanki true book and can title about troubled families. But what do this mean? DNT get you to this point. You see, no kremu. Mama menka say exercise it's not about say na fe kofa chichi nefa hwehwe nkrofo abusua mu we na abusua na troubled family any there be yes and yeka about wow, this is an introspective study. Wa hwa wo de na hwe kwan ubetimi afaso nyame afaso aboa wabusua no. Hopelessness, helplessness, and loneliness. Hopelessness and idaso asa. Helplessness as a boafo asa. Loneliness arehwoni ankunam. Regardless, see a t sebusua. This is what we see. So the first one, says, so busuya a troubled family. You see, said the atmosphere, discomforting, HSA, and yet comfortable, and yet nijie, and yet you don't feel say be right, as a the question is, is that what I'm going to see? The atmosphere, the environment, as a kase koswane, there's no chemistry. HSA, you won't cabo movie. Is that how your family is? What do we mean? We mean, say, people are cold. They are frozen. Akola eba. Akola no yani you polite so be boade, but ebusuya obi too polite. Polite nature say there is so much in them they are hiding until they can only pretend as if say they are good. That's a problem. And you see, this may shock you, because children must be children. And also they need by making a lot of mistakes, because your job is to help them. In fact, Safena Obe Warrior, you have to anticipate, say a lot of time, Wuknu is going to make a lot of mistakes. Oyere is going to make a lot of mistakes. Some more worry. That's as everything seems so perfect going on. It is an accident waiting to happen, because that extreme politeness means to say you are hiding so much, you are frozen, you are cold, you don't want to bring issues up. Oh yeah, it's fine. Don't worry. No, there's something hidden. And you need to find a way to let people be free. What else are we talking about? Everyone, because Ubia try to be perfect and do things nicely, and everyone is bored. People are bored because adults they are always shouting, telling Nkwala what to do. Na obaye ye nyina ye wo ha oba oh me ne to say I mean shira oh yo ene Benis Mr. Fa ensure ene niam bra yi he kwaku ye wait you are giving command straight away. It is a sign of troubled family. Do you know why? Because you are commanding. There is no ethos of family, of acceptance. So obeying what to do, obeying the duty. What do I do when people come? And even if I do it, me yam from swa, it doesn't matter. We all find a way to move forward. When there is too much commands going around, mostly, then that is a sign of a troubled family. What else can we say? There's a sense of secrecy and cover up. Medical kahuasem. As a baby, people cannot actually come out. Feeling seems turned off, and there is no or very minimal reaction. Yeah, obesra, Yeah, Syria, as a measure, you calculate ni asre miensa. Feelings be any. Enti se wodi him oba asma kan no busa say asma me kan ya de man kan ya na, because the whole environment is stuck in a certain routine. That is a sign. Say me family am woman no, it is a troubled family. Medical can laughter, feelings you can react, because react here. Say I hope when free hoa at your tia any near ba. Let me sit down. Mr. Kofi Bachia, you of a why? The stark difference, say me of a befi and as a metia. Say if it's a nurturing family, I will run, I will shout, I will make it say minimum of abapa the frame say metia now straight away it is a sign. So there is something wrong. And as a leader of the family, within the week, as a man of the family, as the manager of the family, you need to sit down and fix things. Simple or harsh response. Medikaka intimate we kakra. Ubusa a long question, and then the answer you say, okay, all right, that's fine. You mate. Yeah, short answers. Just be careful and be mindful of them. You are heading towards sometimes ipana kasakura na onte, and it's a sign. Now, adeba kwa yesua no ukuada no ene enra ekire en say when people feel say the family environment ebusua ni mu no niema ekoso wo mu no na stress wo mo hete mo ye conflicted. Remember adrenaline and cortisol. It leads to a lot of illness. I'm not saying say busua nipa tayare wo mu no kire say omo nye natural no me trouble. I'm not saying that. But all that I'm saying is there is a lot of good health in a family. I will be at me expressing the family because will be a bored, will be a quiet. Say teenager if you school bar no question them, obet me them the whole afternoon. The only time I come into contact, say BBSC. This is problematic. And so wabusuya etisasa wo enipa mofra wo penimfo wo kunu wo yire e wo wabusuya mu a omo experience we say ya, bear that in mind. Say wabusuya no needs a lot of rebuilding. And the family stay together through duty with people trying to tolerate one another. I say ya force me pa ina yesi me nka busuya ho na me twe me ho se metumi ahye ebusuya mu free senka me kuma mu no enka me mpe. Enti obia is trying to avoid each other. And these are some of, in fact, there are so many that we can say, but these are some of the things that, should remind you, say, a family like this is hopeless, helpless, and there's a lot of loneliness. It is heading towards the right direction. Sorry, the wrong direction, the downward direction. And I know meka ho asem say yes, this is the case, but said ye baby wo free bia no say eye abusua wo Japan, wo Australia, wo Africa, wo America, wo Scandinavia, wo UK. Abusua ye troubled, you will see this in them. You will see these features, characteristics. Now the question me busane ye say, would say abusua bebre wo wiase a omo belong to this side of the scale ana? Would you say abusua bebre wo wiase a sabra ye ka say no omo wo we say mu ana? Sadly, the answer is yes. The answer is yes. I didn't know me kasa. Excuse me. Because COVID by that make us a COVID I expose you to a lot of things. One of the features, the last part, I said they stay together through duty. Because Busiana and Kasano is almost broken, and me interest, me happiness, it me free fear. Se me tifon super waka munasa me kwa jumana me kasa. I'm talking, I'm laughing, but me do fear, I'm cold, I'm frozen. And COVID has told us, say, a lot of families are going through this, because the moment you can't see you lockdown, suddenly you see a lot of abuse, you see a lot of insult. When we say ntokwa, kasa, yarie, and everything is beginning to rise. Because we live through duty. Work has become a cover-up. A juma abe a cover-up. But say, if you sort your family out, the next type of you probably will see, say, a juma amount of stress significantly, because you have heaven waiting for you. And to reflect on your family. But there is also the other side, the nurturing family. What are the characteristics? Say a car, we say, aliveness, genuineness, honesty, and love. Aliveness, nature say everything suddenly is fired up, is active, is genuine. As some may come, me carefree, me and honesty, no correct or do because I genuinely, I really want my husband to be happy. I really want my wife to do well. I really want them to look beautiful. That is a sign of a nurturing family. But the question is, how far are you on the nurturing scale? Well, some of the things I'll be a nurturing family. What you realize is the first important thing is listening. Listening, because you have the freedom to talk. We are mistaken. It is fine. We will correct you. Oh, Debbie. Someone working there. I think because the last time I checked in, say, that is how you approach it, even when somebody says something wrong. So it can be a enya no cry, and I say a mistake. You find a way to create humor to correct the person. The opposite one, you make the person, you kill. Remember, I can say, when you do that, you send fear in the person. The next time they are going to be quiet. In a nurturing family, you listen and you have the freedom to talk openly. And openly is really important. There is an openness because obia a show affection. And only a sometimes, obane beme kasa need to me yes so interesting. Say ben obey to me bo obema na bema so to me abono. There is what we call affectionate touch. Question pa dear. Because a part of that liveliness, a Busiano is actually happy. Say we have an approval. Say you can do anything. Once you come in here, mistake be a person we are happy to support you. There is open show of affection. So obi epra, you will easily spot it. You know, and then question me the way I walk on over, and I think that something is wrong. They and yet the weapon never can't say me yare and I say BB hurt me. You spot it because you know how things are. And there is BB in Korea, you face it straight on. There is a direct disapproval, especially some you make the line, no, this is wrong, and then you move on. That is a sign of a nurturing family. What are we saying? Kind of mistake is a sign of growth. So young from Swa, it means say let me give you an example. One of the most beautiful things I saw, in fact, in a certain family, akola bako ebo plate na anti papa ne maame no wo hwa na omote say from the kitchen plate abo, and straight away maame free sro no papa no and the first question na maame ne busa na say Kofi, we okay? Wepra mate say plate na bo wepra we okay? The first question I ever know about the care and to see Sakolani you're okay. And when they came together, Papa no call baby no call no busana then no can say me so monona free me na or say okay you know put the one sa ba ko so next time for one some you so say the be a bit me agree put year. You know what this father has done? He has turned the mistake into a lesson. What you have done, two things. One, to be careful. Two, so also be a fragile onsomu. And this is that is why we call it a nurturing home. It's a home of growth. Everything that happens is an opportunity. Everyone say, "Mame, baby, I didn't ye, buy or be kind." Oh, okay. Tell me more. Say now we here. He say, "Oh, unim. Minim ebia what you could have done. But some days, we could learn few lessons about boy, so we don't repeat it next time." That is a nurturing family. And do you know what happens to such families? Give it a year. That mistake will not be repeated. In fact, they can spot a potential mistake and they can solve it straight away and something happen. That is what a nurturing family does. The question I'm say, do you see this in your family? Do you see your family as a nurturing environment, a place I will be a mistaker, a group? Because the opposite in here say, and as I make especially in Ghana for any name, say akola bi etwa kwan mu na nkaka a ebo no a na se ne maame ana ne papa gina nanim ina watwa kwan no maba ho na nkaka na ebo no a obeduru ye na no ahwe obeje sotro miensa twede mienu ene achi bobako adentia won se nkaka na ebo, then they beat akola no. So what you have done, say there is no lesson, there is fear. You are actually killing akola no, and you are actually separating yourself from there. And plate, eboa, cap, esheho, any a year, atem the DNA koso behind closed doors. A sign of a troubled family. And then for say what else can we talk about? Everyone, including children, feels to be a person. Obia a noticeable, your value, your don. Say ye share, na so be ni straight away your sport. Now. I say me who yaw a hatchet for the past 30 minutes in me who no over here. I don't know on question them. Let's check out. Into your tifie no krana yenya no, we check on each other. A sign of a natural environment. Humor and a laughter there, a buho. Na ye teasy, na ye sre, na ye say obi a pra ye the prana yesterday and sakran yet me resolve, because remember they believe say the Proverbs kind there's healing in laughter and disease esote. This is the family say akola any penimu kasa, they look eye to eye. In a troubled family, no. Mostly kasa koswa, you say respect, intini see it. No, it's not respect. It is humiliation because you are not building any relationship, and you should work on that. Medicanka way within the week. Your home is not a showroom, because if in Bahwa, yes, we have rules. Cleaning, but we don't kill people. So what the netie abegu ifieha and I say bibi abahase into a problem. Now, quiet means peace, not stillness or fear or caution. So be a dia. Now it means say a genuine asumdue. And yes, sir, ubia shene dem in ubia nkasa ne ho, any hide. No. Ebia, we have a quiet time. So this time, people want to do their things, and kofi dem na se kofi ayedin. Oh, hello, mom. Me will work. I want to finish. But I'll join you when I finish. That quietness is a sign of peace. And yes, a tension about into be and kaso. And noise is a sound of meaningful activity, not thunder. So what is a hallelujah, praise the Lord. Wow, that is great. Let's celebrate. And yet, one can say, yes, who do this and that and that and that, because the two are sound and noise, but one is of meaning, a praise, a appreciation. One is fear and thunder and killing. And we must do that assessment in our family. Human life and human feelings are more important than everything else. You're dreaming how our children feel. You're dreaming how our husband feel. And we say, we say, so one way an potential husband or potential wife, etiho. Now, so we are so much interested in things as a normal man will do, now we'll try to actually encourage, say the attention will shift towards feeling as an inquire. You can't bombay, but I will encourage you to work more, because remember, there are times in your marriage, every calculation, every effort would not work. The only thing that will work, ASA, one person can hug one another and find some peace and just let the issue resolve by itself. Economics, no almost say on mind because recession, I say a calculator, and I say, yeah, do you know what they do? They leave it for some time into a say, and if you no readjust it. And sometimes it happens in our family. Problem be where we young who she saw the far not team the far not the far. We be what junior you just need to give it some time, just forget about it, and just appreciate human beings our life. And you realize when you are at ease, the solution starts coming. And these are some of the characteristics, and you I will please say, now, why are these really important? And this is where I start really moving very fast. It is really important because once we have these two criteria, and every single one of us, where are we on this scale? Now, this scale straight. In fact, one very, very prominent researcher on family matters, friend Virginia Sartai, Onono Eka said these are the two extremes of every family. And sana every asekra and I say ayeyepa. So these are the two extremes. But people are now beginning to see, how do we calibrate this? So I can really position myself, because let's face it, I'm not being oblivious. I'm not saying, family and nurturing will have all these qualities. I can't want to say, do we even have a family? Yes, so perfect. So they are describing. And the family is so poor and bad and terrible. To say they are describing trouble family. Chances are, I say yes, but most families, you have a bit of this and a bit of that. It is the question here, say, you find a way to reposition them, and you strengthen them. So let's see how we can actually shape this. And there are 4 main things that you need to look out for. 4 main things. The first one, say, a family nurturing or what's wrong, there are 3 significant things I describe where a vitalized family. Family vitalized. It comes from maybe vitamins and now vitality. Just say kiti kama there. One, ubia won't be very satisfied our relationship. But that satisfaction comes because everybody learn to improve how they communicate, how they talk to each other. They are skilled in communication. And because they are skilled in communication, problem they resolve that problem straight away. Now, keep an eye on this. A vitalized family, I move towards a nurturing environment. A family, Obia is satisfied because every now and then, how can I become a very good communicator? How can I suppress my buffo and still talk nicely? So that I mean hitting crofo. Speak the fact, speak with emotion, speak with humor, speak with the feelings. But say me kasa say me resolve conflicts. Problem resolve. That is a sign say your family is actually doing extremely well. And this is where I pray say busua bi abetimi a position. But over from there are some I will wake akra what they do here say they enjoy high level satisfaction and most satisfied and yet very 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 much Dawson there. But enyema bebree mu no communication no omo try do a bi atimi tefa so na ya basa ade na nso omo timi problems no omo timi solve mu bebree but still problems ne bi ho. Into there you are on the second level, tier 2, your friend harmonious relationship and a harmonious family. So wo ho a me bon pa ye so be shift wo ho akọ the next level no. But there's also a third, omo no as omo halfway. And halfway and over from the conventional. Unim and the most akwanhwefo yewo. Na the entire maker say in this family, conventional families, everybody is highly committed. Committed, say chances see be jawari very, very slim, very, very less. Our any de commitment no ewo ho. Nanso intimate kasaya ho problems ba ye escalate from frying pan to fire e ye worse when we say ye yakwanhwefo ni enim si yaware emu nsem wugya ware Bible say nya ware wugya ware sorry kura be ye ninti no. We are not developing the marriage, but we are only holding on to the commitment in ye slaves to it in ye shame. Forgetting, say, if we decide to work on our communication and our conflict resolution, in your account this week, it will make the commitment become natural. Into a empire boy, yes, say, reverse that commitment. Commitment, say, or penai a war and who say, our end the yin, ye bet name of his empathy between. Yet this how penai bear say, and yet, my memoir means she casa my worry, my memoir means she has a problem, be about, bet me a resolve. In fact, the abusuan be here say as part of this, they agree say every year you be kind one book on marriage. You be kind one book on marriage. You be kind together. Ni a kind na yes can the abusua wo bia no you be sha set the be adwuma kakra and it helps we identify near ma you can ho asemi be a problem ne wa start finding ways and work together and nyamemmoa say be committed say be ye sa na man apart from say ye gi ho atum say ye committed relationship ye ware keke no ye mmoa ne yenkoye nim na aboa yen so fourth one ne dia then we need to pray more and we need to work more. In fact you need to start working with people, and this is what we call conflicted family. Couples have lower level of satisfaction. They struggle in many areas of the relationship. As our senka ye be gate and say no to me jaya and could be true to say you same boat no journey free because we're bread. And this is where it gets a year. So please keep an eye on these 4 levels and see maybe a wabusua, you know, and remember, yeah, how do we build? And for the next 10 minutes, and I'm going to wrap up with some practical help. I bet me you can take a step and move to the next level until say or say I'm pressing up the the upward way. Say me too quine and according to a step na me taking marco from trouble, from conflict to conventional to harmonious to vitalize kakran to say me to me a slow. Now, eniema beye num a me di jaw say ne ubetimi asha se dia ye adwuma na aboa ama waware wabusua ejina to survive, to become a nurturing family. 1, say you need to know, say it starts with me. Ebusuan never how, but ebusuan how not starts with me. Me papa, me mame. Impuso yakola, me akola. Se me mame ne me papa, ya can be an saying anymore. My question was me akola. What can I do? Yes, it starts with me. Me papa, me woma, how my warrior problem. Nana, it starts with me. Every single one of us, it starts with us. And for us to slide our marriage, our family towards the nurturing point, and we need to know, say, we are leaders. Remember, I said it starts with you. It starts with your recognition, say you are a leader in the family. Papa no, and this leader is, a leader as, leader say a visionary leader, and now say I'm a managerial leader. You need to know your qualities, your leadership qualities. Leadership no eba. What you are going to do with the leadership no is another thing. That is not what we are talking about. We are talking about leadership as a quality. Ama wetimia atwe busuane free baby e wono akọ the higher and a better place. So what kind of leadership qualities in the ho asem say? Now Bible say train up a child, and he's talking to the father and the mother. Train up the child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. This is a command to say, you have a responsibility to lead your children. But in your children, you also have a responsibility to lead your wife. And the wife, you have a responsibility to lead your children and your husband. And this leadership, there were 4 main types of leadership skills. But knowing who we are, remember our personality, but also our leadership skill and qualities. From a troubled family to a nurturing family. The first type of leadership is authoritarian. Okay, that is the difference, because the next one is authoritative. Now, authoritarian, and keep the on the R, authoritarian. Authoritarian is simply obia or a high control or a but low support or mwabibia. Or you say commander, you don't complain in the house. This kind of leadership quality is going to ruin your family. Why are we saying that? Because children tend to be timid, low self-esteem, lack voice authority. They tend to be enkwala, timid, where they are going, they need authority, lack a lot of. And so live under a family leaders authoritarian. Authoritarian say you are inflexible, bibia bending senior can period and can we say don't even bring it. Or punish or say a discipline, but discipline and punishment are 2 different things. Into on the punishment, the discipline say asumbo abatrade any the home. Strict, so strict. Remember, we are talking about control but no support. Or kase adine say ni ye no, but one chire say dey be say hey me ko me ba no ma clinic ha say nyina mate. Okay, no oko. But we forgot. How do they do it? That is high control, no support. You are not teaching Nkwalano how to sort the house out. Odi waka na oko. And that is authoritarian. You say my mom example and they made a answer be to her say yemfa say oba already 10 years. 10 years son, you didn't buy no say, free school buy no see inviting and down for or my neighborhood they inviting a somra and the birthday party. But when him says Ebusiano, down for now inviting on say Ebusiano. Omo ye dodgy kakra, omo son near the other no nchedam koye. Until you suspect say some actions we were koso or our party na say emmoa wo ba no enye. Until your son come and says, Daddy, Mommy, can I go to the party? Meet me at party nana. Until how would an authoritarian leader ebeye? All that they will say, say, no, period. Remember, high control, no support. Now, the reason why we are saying this is dangerous and it's wrong, say, what you have done is to kill Akwalano interest. Because next time, ebia o mekanchiro gradually so when you any evidence to say adenokra no kwa fan kama obeko awon kanchiro until you kill Akwalano through your response because you are strict. So because there is no support into no, you are actually killing Akwalano and Sakran washe the nasi. And that is why we are saying, answer your parent may say, no way. And if I ever catch you going down to the party without my knowing, you will be in big trouble. No. You are in serious trouble. Authoritarian leader, the Obekanono. But yes, in fact, I think that what God is referring to, you need to be an authoritative leader. An authoritative leader, ubia, but or very supportive. And maybe is not the right word, but high control, say, when it is wrong, obemuan who say wrong. But obe support for you to appreciate why it is wrong. That is what an authoritative leader will do. For the example now, this is what the parent may say, an authoritative leader. No, I don't want you to go down there right now. But but we will go down there to check it out. If it is okay, maybe you can join in. Where they stand, there be, because I know there's a history be the idea enye. But seminyahua train me no bekoho yinyina mako survey adeno mebusebusa a lot of questions and me say how satisfying so betimi atena memo atena for some time me brain so ma befa. Now what you have actually taught Akwalano say, yes, you know, there's a possibility crash or beko untimi enjoy party no, but at least our supportive family and leaders. You see, this is what will turn Nkwalano to become nurturing. And what you are doing is you are building the whole family towards a nurturing environment. Because next time, Akwalano ba background with facts. Now, I want you to turn say example way to your wife or to your husband. How can you apply these two leadership skill to them? So we ekoye dwuma bi na se dwuma no gidi se moa anase wo ka bibi mo pese mo start bibi na se moa. You don't just say no because wunim ade no no wa ye ba ko anye ye me na me ye ben ma me say no. That is not what we are talking about. You sit there as an authoritative leader. You give the high control. Let me tell you why I think it's a no. No can X, Y, Z. But let me tell you why this may be different until you have my support if it's yes. But let's go and see. Let's go and check. You take your time, you go through. That is what an authoritative leader does. And this is why a family, a nurturing family, when you start with you developing your leadership skill, that's who identify how to become an authoritative leader. People in your family, they will know what is right and what is wrong. Remember the first question we said, do you feel good? It's an issue of morality. They will know what is good and what is bad. But they will also know, say, it is not just good for the sake of it. And I said, there's a support system. And they will appreciate the no. And that is why when they make mistake, they know, say, it is all right because my dad or mom will support me. My husband there, correct me. Why? Because of the authoritative style of a leader. Now, there are two other things. I think let me just rush through. Two other things are important. Other leadership styles are important. One, permissive, and no low control. Or no, on can say yes or no. Permissive. Who permission? So utimiye the ope. Fear. Low control, but high support. Oh. Inti obeka se akola no beka se woko party na wonim se ade ne yesa no 10-year-old no oba 10-year-old beka party na sem kire wo no wonim the permissive parent in the obey na say oh of course what on for no just go yeah careful why bye bye no I catch them no you are leaving akola to go there and make their own moral choices, and sometimes it's dangerous. You are so permissive but you are not giving any boundaries. Dangerous. There is a fourth one. No, dear. A friend of uninvolved parents. And I say uninvolved mother and father. No, dear. Control, zero. Support, zero. No one can say ane, another be. In a one can say obeboa ana omwa. Into all that they will do, near say. Remember some of the examples I did with a troubled family. No? Short answer. Oh, daddy, maybe person may call birthday party. You know. Okay, if you want. Short answer, straight to the point, nothing to, giving nothing away, whatever. And it's not even dangerous. This is crisis. Minkanesa. So wabusuemu woyere ewo ho wona woyere te ho na wonim de oyere di ne sika ye you are an uninvolved husband. Well, you probably ebia you permissive because all support woyere no but wonim de odi ne sika ye nti ebia we kakra ho, but more or less you are maybe somewhere around uninvolved because so benya sika say mfa wo ho or the sikane ye dem fa wo ho unim modia ne say moti efie baakumu ina mo ye, and that is precisely why the family is going down the trench. And I'm empire boss you identify, say no, I need to start. Know what is happening with your wife's account. Know what is happening on your wife's phone. Know what is happening with your wife's work. Know what is happening in every single thing that happened to your husband, to your wife, because that means you are authoritative. Or the yell now, so they are yelling because we mistake or back say no, you are wrong. Once you mistake or no, you are wrong, and the two of you build a home, and it becomes a nurturing environment. That is where you start, and that is some of the things you can do, and then you're to start shifting your family from on the slide upwards. The second thing I'll be to me, start by becoming an empowering parent. But empowering parent, obia or jitumu se obia akole bia or woni fie bia no has a potential B. Now that potential no obeye di obetimi bia said that potential no will stand out. Unim enti or the nebeko swimming or the be swimming na amwa no the nako way or the call this lesson, or the call that, or the call that. I'm not saying yourself I'm not swimming all the time. What I'm saying here is identify the amount of managing on support. Because when you do that, what you are doing is you are making Akolano become a nurtured child. So we really unya potential, because remember one of the things we said on Sunday, identify the self-worth or what the value and vitality and let it come out. So we then the home become a nurturing home, an environment there is always growth. And you do the same to your husband. There is growth and there is growth. Remember what Isaiah says. I'll say one day, have you not known, have you not heard? So those that they that wait upon the Lord and may they yes your wait, because the word also translated wait, In fact, the better understanding of that word, your hope. Those that hope in the Lord shall be empowered. That is how you can actually better understand that text. They will be empowered, because that empowerment, what kind of Isaiah 40, 28, they be empowered, and they will be empowered and they will get wings like eagles. Empowerment will make them fly above their peers. Why? Because they come from a home which is a nurturing home, a home where parents will do everything. And when him, I tell you, I can a lot of negative things about him, but here, some of the black community, the families, and some people are doing this, and we must recognize this. When him say we are who we are because why? Because they empowered us with education. They are still doing it, even according to but they are still empowering their children. There's a political issue of course we're bringing but one of the not long ago, now one of the conservative for manifesto said they wanted to open a lot of grammar schools. I didn't hear, because you can see that there's a surge with black people, and I'm saying 11 plus exam baby a lot of bright case akona first a lot of and it is scaring. So where is the future? Are we going to get a time where a lot of black people are going to take over? So let's have more of the education and the grammar schools and I don't want to go into that because I can be sounding very political, but that is a fact. A lot of people know, they want to empower their children and make them great. And let me also pay respect and thank our because some people came here cleaning and they have actually, they are flying on wings of eagles, and they are really, soaring high, and because they are coming from a nurturing home. Virginia Sata can say, I have a dream. One can't say, but I may paraphrasing this. In fact, whether using a more similar to I have a hope, and my hope is every single family in this world has the potential to develop and to fly high. And many Virginia Satai Ayadrin. Why? Because so when you identify what to do, your family will move from troubled family to a nurturing family. Let's add a few to this and pray. Just take your time and read the whole of Isaiah 40 and you see, or start with the youth and how they will be empowered to fly. And Mrs. Why the book of education will say higher than the highest human thoughts can reach is God's ideal. You fly on wings of eagle, but it all comes when you have a supportive home, people who are willing to fly you, regardless of where you are, of course. The third thing, one of the things you can do is to start by helping your family, your child, your spouse, to know how to be truly human in every situation. Sometimes, leadership, empowerment, but the third thing I can is vulnerability. When was the last time I want to batna say I was a very, very bad person when I was growing up? When have you been very vulnerable? When have you told your wife, all about your past, some of the dirty things you did? And I say some of the great things are anye. You know, when you are vulnerable, who make you vulnerable to a family, they recognize, say, oh, me a mistake. I can get better because my dad made a mistake, but now he got better at it. And this is something that we don't do a lot. Sometimes you say you could be that Pandora box in this one. That's your secret in your then the family is dead. No, do you know it's the opposite? And this is really, really important. 2 Corinthians will say, but he said unto me, my grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. Therefore, I will boast all. In fact, this is one of my favorite texts. In fact, favorite texts in the Bible. And this is Paul. Paul. Many thorn in my flesh. Scholars are still debating what it is. But what about the thorn of, I make perfect in your weakness. So we are vulnerable, na so come with weakness. We share weakness in your family. What happens near say next time Obaba na so a mistake, they will be the first to tell you, say, I made a mistake. And untina, one of the things we saw in the nurturing criteria, they don't fear to make mistake. They can talk freely and they can talk easily because everybody mistakes egu abonting. The next thing I can want to say is start by matching your behavior with what you say. And we say there, matching your behavior with what you say. So we can't one thing. Na wakoye me can say papa bia ne ba eko games near there. I don't know Kwesi, make sure you have a good time, okay? Be careful, watch out, don't hurt anybody. And yes, okay. Na kola ne ba ya no ja na tade wo ho na yi. Okay, na wom. Hang on. A minute ago, we catch and say you shouldn't hurt anybody, and you are hurting him. So what you are saying is different from what you are acting. And this is a sign of a troubled family. Please, if you think you cannot leave it, pray and leave it before you can say it. So there be a day. Children learn from modeling. Of direct behavior and delegated practices. So all the name manner and behavior a open book rather than their work can be and to just keep an eye on that. I'm getting to the final point. Makan nurturing parents realize change is inevitable and change quickly from one stage to another. Inti nurturing parent, they recognize them sisa ebiene obuade pa odru tena obe go through a certain stage be 14 be through a certain stage be. You need to always be ahead of yourself and know how you support them at each stage. Nurturing parents never stop growing themselves. Well, don't stop growing, because the only way that you can help is to understand and not be ignorant, but also growing and learning every day. And that is why that family, like I said, every year, they will read one family book together. Now, I love that idea. Please, let us read. Let us share more experience. Let us get experience from people. And they accept change to be alive and try to be creative to make their family more nurturing. Some I am more nurturing. Until let's end with a few end notes. And this end note, I say, any troubled family can become a nurturing one. Hallelujah. Any troubled family, a troubled family can become a nurturing one. And as troubled families think of every child as inherently bad, say troubled family, nurturing families know that their children are not intentionally bad. A situation, a circumstances, and a man behave the way they are behaving. But intentionally they are bad. See, that's the difference, isn't it? We dream some ban there when yet we say to dream some ban situation and a man behaviors and I can support him or her to change. And finally, most of the things that cause families to be troubled are learned after birth. Enema yaka ho asema ema family ye trouble ni nyina no. Enema yesua. Meaning say it can be unlearned. Usua ina ama wabeyesa. It means you can unlearn them and become a nurturing parent, a nurturing spouse. Yeah, na manage commitment. Let's pray on this. Would you say, I recognize that my family sometimes is troubled family? Would you too say me busuya, eto brebia, enye perfect, nye me bia no na troubled family niema. Se sana would you too ma, ene Mr. If you can make the commitment, say, I forgive myself for the past mistakes and give myself permission to change, knowing that things can be different. Inti ene me mama ho kwan say from so am I in my past nyina mama me family. In fact, mama magugu troubles ni sunsu ama na tintim o mabusu yamu no. Me mama ho permission say free nne me sesa because I'm going to start rebuilding my family. Knowing say that rebuilding ebeye. And I'm taking the decision to change things. Me see my journey pinne. Yes, sir, I feel I'm a journey. In fact, I have decided, sir, I am going to make my family a nurturing family. And remember, a nurturing family is a place where God resides, a home which is a sweeter type of heaven. And I'm taking some actions to start the process of change. Maybe taking actions. The question is, what actions are you taking? Are you committing to this? Please, these 4 commitments, I recognize that, yes, sometimes my family, as my making, I am also praying the same prayer. I'm praying the same prayer. I need this for my family every day. I mean, get it towards vitality. So problems within a short time, it can be resolved because it is tough. It is hard. But once you have the will, God will make a way. And I forgive myself of the mistakes I made. See, or say, Paul, I have fought the good fight. I have finished the race. I have kept the faith. Text we say, because if you do all this, if you commit to this on your last minute on earth, say yes to my, that's all that one person, that's all be you can say this, say, you know, because I fought the good fight. I did what I needed to do for my family. I did all that I could to make my family a nurturing family. My spouse, all the people that I interacted with, they all knew. Say, I did what you told me to do. And I think I fought a good fight and I finished the race. So you can die with genuine happiness and contentment. And this is my prayer for every single one of us. And we know with God's help, I have rebuilt the family you entrusted in my care. This is where it begins. And this is why I'm praying, say, none of us leave here tonight not making the commitment. So we are going to rebuild our families and turn them from a troubled family to a nurturing type. I mean, Shayen, then Yamimoyen, non Kayan, send you rain so, or then Samamayen, we used to dim. Amen.
Amen. Amen.
Amen. Amen. Amen. Amen. Amen. Amen. Yami sobi.
Dia seda be mo Nyankopon ni pastor. Di amanya. Yema kwan kakra na so bi wasem bisa. Ebisa. Di ene ko bi owo question bia no kwan da fo. Acho obi wasem bisa.
Okay. Benedictine.
Okay, Bacha.
Now me drink question no me chi. But my question is say
What
um
about
my question is say Bacho say authoritative ne
Authoritarian.
authoritarian who does it. Bacho ni me no minim dia me because my a bit confused. Say akra no aye bibi anase wayɛ mfomso na wotwetwe ne mu ɛwɔ nyame mu na refusing to say woma no enye biom anase wobɛma no who say me say put a question sorry
Your natural environment into you can make mistake into don't worry.
Okay.
So they say no okay.
Okay, but I'm fancy me. Baako yɛ nhyɛsoɔ, but me who say me wɔ nhyɛsoɔ kintin no so ɛwɔ me mma so a because yeah na me free family a na very
authoritarian and authoritative.
Authoritarian, sorry. Me free family at sa nti ase sa no wo me mu pa nti ase ama me wo sa suban no wo me ma so da bia me srenya me say wo mboa me wo achechi ma me hu say it could be used in a positive way have a negative impact on kwan so nti say akra no epe bibi say bua Saturday na down for inviting the party no person no catch and say no umfa no nko because for me that and I say in church say untimi mfa no enko a me hu ne say me bisa say sorry as I me say you me ho me bisa say eno ye more authoritative and I say say ye gum kakra man kra no say omo ye nkra nti say ye allow so omo nko ti na me hu say between the two me hu ne a falling but me nim say me question what is here I don't know how to
Matthias and Benedicta Winim. The few places are Marane Yarane this series this is a question that always come into I know exactly what you mean. Mame feel kakranka o question Yamfane say of course I mean obia penemasem and you want the best for them. Enti we intention what they can say omo nkono yese you want to build them. Opeso omo ehunu the right thing meboa. Opeso omo hunu kreno. But mostly no yana what happened here say in your pursuit no say wo catch omo say there be no the approach no eye approach a ema omo nsua hwemfrim. And I say so mbesua ade no kra na because say emotional wo na kra no wo ne wo honko because you are not even sure say hey enti metumi am enkwala ya tena ho mo nko party bia na say den enti one a problem ma and unso hu the way a woni omo e cha de enti na fe sometimes I very why very confused enti that's a question I say from that angle and so based on the yesu about 4 years ago me a clinical psychologist bishia in ani edin komo misua ne ma bebre efre ne ho one thing misua ya a surprise me in fact a shock me as a person say we say in the conversation we can be about being polite so we akola too polite you think say obuade bebre enti onkas men can say onkasa you say obuade or you quiet and bibisa. But me free hono. I understood why, especially within an African context, you're doing adibu, but within other context, you're doing say a problem. The attorney said, how much are you giving Akolano to be able to express? That is the first question as a parent. You say also Obusa. There's some good news there. Also, Obabe catch real. However, can there be near the still or insist it. For me, it's a good sign because the more I pressing, meaning say we hear a certain answer. Meaning says what mean about that answer manatia, you have solved that problem for life. Meaning say they make an say more.
That's right.
O insist meko eso de meko any ade no any yini nyina no, meaning say is something that you so much interested in. Enti yana mistake aye ne say ye come back on one tia, then we step into our comfort zones near the atiatia near the ade to just get them to accept it. It is what you can do as an authoritative parent. Remember, as authoritative parent, you are establishing boundaries, what is right and what is wrong. That's the first pillar. The second pillar, no, you are going to support Akolano through and through to appreciate. So Behunu say, oh, saying Tina, Mama said there be another that said there be. And it's difficult. Into some of the things I would suggest, character is not developed in crisis. And your problem abano, will develop character. These are some of the questions you need to engage with them in your devotions. Any other one of the days near say your devotions say quiet to say your Bible verse and I found your Sabbath school no near kind near your bonfire near upon there be devotion no must be a near ma hankwalano omo until you can decide to put them as scenarios. Oh, enti ebia Kofi enti yemfa say madam for invite you for birthday for Homeda. Obekwa na wonko adenti na obekwa adenti na wonko. So that is the topic for the whole week I'm more discussing. Enti all the different scenarios in what you are doing now no say you are now giving them the support by educating them. But you will say unim se biba sana the reason why I mean for one kono say one as a mother no me say wrong se bibia enya papa no memeye na won so memo because we all want to be saved. I mean you bring it in such a way say nye won nko but you are all in it together. But the second part what are you using to compensate Akolano for accepting that? In place. There is even another nijie or baby I'm still having that same enjoyment in my family. Ebia obeboka one day to say ebia because a happy saying in ebia wakra maybe BC amount and I say me do obekwa and ebia one day we'll take a trip here and I be away. Enti what the near maybe manahunu say oh so menya say ni je we say kura na me fear no I still have that happiness and that means that you are being straight with right and wrong, but you are giving excellent support. And that support, say, Akolana will come up and say, I'm party I don't really mind because I have a lot of things that than going to parties. And that is where you want to be as a parent.
Okay, so there should be a reward. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Question, Pacho, for your question. Bible says, spare the rod and spoil the child. In these two types of leadership, either authoritarian or authoritative, where do we bring in this Bible text? Na immediate TMano. Spare the rod and spoil the child.
Okay.
So where do we bring it in?
Yeda elder sepa. Mamini kantuma mamentuma amount. Maybe a mamentuma elder. Let me try to understand your rationale behind the question. Would you say, what can we do with this? With this?
So I will tell her, yeah, you see, na na samato as a parent. Yen said ye see me come me dear. Tia ya me fair mu ebra me yakoda namne obi kotna ye barracks ntitie ebro ne ehunhuna ene popo ni de ka ho ni nyina de wokika nyina authoritative me fair mu bi. Now I've realized say sanctity me fair mu no actually na it was bringing me up to face the future. And then to me fair mu bram ne me sister enu okunu soja ni tenaye no. Sanctity me fair mu no. Here na samrende na mfi se omu time ani omu hame omu pemasem ne amnua ba. But ene no me hu se there was a value enema ya wo kire me se me fan se wase bibie na ene de ene ma fam aba me nka se ni nyina ne ne ye e de ne ye wo mu ne senttie pa ya otete me asenhyeso bi sa nanso so ne ma huhu mfaso fi se ne me mituwe se be mai bibie ne ho a ayi mani has me ye ne mo mfie na santete no na ya ba hai tore bi a ya na background a yen ye free ba ye ni ntino ya na ye ma no it's part of us a culture so 9% ka di no etete mofra no nimum asa de waka ya yen fan ka ho ne reward no and as a compensation no bi se fie ye ne mofre ko fie a no mo atosini wo ne mem amamre mu wo de ade ma pen mu kora de nsa benkum enso asa wutia ne se won fa nipa enye emfa de ma penini a wo se wutietia ne fa ahodie so intino de bible kan say enam aba so na akoda behu de ye ne de enye no ene se de ahantie sitie ne two leadership qualities aya wo kire yesisi aya authoritarian or authoritative no sa quotation no where do we put it in here let me aboa me atete ma enye proposal but at least babura nkasa akwa be say aba no atia akoda na kire no aha inti yenye den as parents yenye den
Yeda wasepa amentuma one or two people bi ansana yede kakra kan ya na mepe amanfo emu a omode ba no so ya makasa over an hour already nti ba me sure say nya me ebe boya me nya nti ase asane akọ minim so obi omu opese ode mu akakra ba ansane ato aso a eda question is abano
me pa cho dan ni sisi a edopon ka testi ni ye suen no na mama dwene mu ayin be se bia the bible kan no ayen ye fa no say aba pa ye di twa nkola ato no bia na nya no a if you say bible mu no minti ba bia say abraham no ne ho ahwa no nyina no na omu kura ma omu twa omu mato ti say the punishment ye de ma e wa africa no enti bia elder ye authoritative no say street kakra wo mu de nanso maboa mo atene ma ase eno na bi ye be ye say bible ka say emfa ba nsie e ma oba nyimi nti bia ya no ye nkyekere ye strictness bia ye be ye sa na madwene ye mse mintumi clarify ma me hu say titimrem no na ya ba pa na ya twa to ho ya de bonko that said the yen. Here there be an authoritative style of management, and it be a Bible can want some sir. Meaning there if I'm making sense.
Yo. Yada dance so ase. The ko baba ko de soprano voice ba ko fa mu man ansa na nke akoso ana. Na nka ma harmony na yede. Ana emano Women Alliance but you ha na be lead ma ka me bi ansa na ato aso.
Omusoro.
Oh,
Auntie Christy can be be.
okay, Pastor. Me momu de, me nkula ne momu de. Ekwan bi so no. Me de me ba Jesse ana root a. Okay, to birthday na ya na happy. Bra ne Jesse ebi a wonya be 11 years no. Opeso okwa. Me kan wante ase anto de. But wo de atwen papa ba no one naka. Into papa ba no one ne kan. But wo de ene wo de ma yenkwa sorry. Na ye pon wi a ne makosi. Because actually birthday na na Saturday ma wo mo. E wo school time no. Iti bia ye do mo kwa sorry wi a na bia ya kosi no. Into duru anwumra na ye wa frɛ. Na bi so no papa. Ene bia parents na kasa. Wasi bia that say e bia time e bia pesa akra ne ba no. Minti mi emfa akra ne ma me wa sorry because e mo hu say ye Adventist for. Iti bia parents bi kwa ne ye wa sorry. No ma be fa no. Na bia ye papa ma o mo time a enti anwumre no. Na bia papa no akofa no anasa o mo de naba. But enye kese obi a wo kwan a wo sidi tete ne ba. Obi a wo kwan enti no say ne de bi hu ne say Ghana for ye tete no. Obi a ni mu batete se wo ba nyini ya wo se wo ba eye but akwa ni nyini wi a na abehu say wo ya na wonye. Wonye dru 18 ho teen age ho na. Ene ye say behu sakra no ebi a woni batete parents woni batete anase woni mu batete but wo so be 9 to be a 12 13 years nda wo betimi ahande no wonye dru 18 ni wi a because wo twa 18 into obeka so after okra me metimi ahwe me ho manyini etimi tokra metimi fifi etini nyina ye amekasa kire ene akokoro but enhye ne de wo free 16 kwa 17 de ame wutimi nhye ne bebre ni nyina ye kasa kire na na bia wo free bia 7 bewura 10 11 ne de e bia wo betimi ahye ne kakra but ekwan ne bi kura no wo begu mama no so won se ne ha tete no wo ko hye ne bebra wakaka no school amina begina free wo nsem eti no ni nyina agina kwan a wo ne akola ne beka so waka bi na nya na wo de bia wo no bia wo si so no ne ye wo no anade to na de aye mfato ho akere no so what tie se afan wan tie so a na ne de so wo beka no na wo so ne bia ne papa ne nyina adwene ho ne mahu ne mo besi aye pastor me de metimi akan be se because obia wo kwan wo si edit tene de
Yada mu nyina amase pa wo mo a kama mo de aba. Me de ka ho pani question was say spare the rod and spoil the child. So when chakola no to akola no be say. And I believe so no come from Proverbs chapter 13 verse 23 24. And let me see 24. Yeah. Proverbs 23 Proverbs chapter 13 verse 24 in all come. Now Pastor Obikasa.
Pastor Christian me ka say won sa ha no wutimi mfa aba kra no emmo akola wutimi because me ka say Germany won say ye efie etimi de akakaduro kra eye yaduro ayi cheso obi ye boni ayi etimi de akakaduro e de hye no to but ye bi ma ye akra no kra fi ni nsem
Yeah.
Just almost say yeah abuse. I don't know what they akakaduro ya kwani bibi star. It's
Yeah.
no ahano ni na ya kasachere. Ene chese usuo hu a wo de fair mu no. Ene de me hu ne say wo ba tan bia sa wo ba ne enyini a eso ne ne ya damfo. Na wo ka wo usuo hu a wa fa mu akere no. So yo ba so ye be ma. Wonne ne tia kani nyina akere no me baba ma say bra Jesse wonya be 13 14 years me kan nsem nyina akere no was mama mama ani sa na me say ya sa etu de wa ba ha no wuti ye se ma be wo wa ha tim me catch ne say me ma me that time one me papa singing bedroom na ye nyina me na me ye panyi ye nyina ye da fom o say mama enye na me say wuti na ye se ma be wo wa ha eti no mara wo wa ha no sua te nia ebi ha no me ka se me brother ba ha na me ka se Jesse me brother ba ha nti 2 day mo na me brother me da ha was mama ane ne de one frey no one fansha masiansa na me say krache ye krom de yes ana tio me brother de wo ba na Jesse wa kla me for de e ka share one answer was do eso ka kire me answer na
Okay.
mi hunu bi me so me part of family na me say yes e no kure but what ba ne de me no papa ne tua dan ne ka wo de akala it is wo me wo fa ba na me ka se bi a Jesse to koda living room ho na wo fa me da ha enke enye bone wo say next time e se wo ba ye nyina ye tena se family na ye ka no wo tia se ansa na bi a me ma me brother na ba mama na ba wo no ntimi ntutu ne dem nkoda baabi no fa ne da ne ma no so wo hu enti e wo sania eti no misua hu no me ka kire no no wafa eti na ekwan bi so no wo tia se ekwan bi so wan tia se a ana won so otimi ni medi nkomo sene o papa wo yo so wukunu ba ka kire ne sisi na me se enyo papa no wo so na wukunu no nti wo de ka kire no ne bi maka se ne opanyi se na wo ba na kan won ti se ne yesam ne mi yonu ne ya adwene ho ne ye ho de ye be ka kire akola no na sa ha wo de aba se ne bible ka se yemfa abantia akola no tere ne bradan e ka no ebi na nya aba asach ne na bible no mo e ka but ebi ye kasa kire ene ntete bisa na wo ka
me da se e wo intervention I think say wo kasa na niam bebre apie mo very very interesting I believe say bre mo bi anke ebe peja ne mako but the other point na me make no say so what kind Proverbs chapter 13 in fact the whole book of Proverbs I think that brother na make a statement be say unhunu ba bia and this is one text misapply no more than every text when it comes to discipline in the Bible. The whole book of Proverbs, uhwemu a time Israel and Penso within the palaces, a school, educational centers, make us the young people now you build something like a training institution around the palace. Na omo etumi ede aboa oman ni nyina enti Proverbs na koye to say something like a manual how to live and how to support families and how to enti akoye to say wisdom manual bisa eboa oman no eyie pa. Interestingly so wofa opening da busa a question so for chapter 13 na wo kana assembly one it starts the first verse say a wise son heeds his father's instruction. The key word the theme of that whole passage in the context is about instructions, it's about command, about responding, it's about obedience, it's about discipline. Okay, and you know what also, you know, but a mocker does not respond to rebuke. Or say a wise son, akola wo yenyansafo no, otie na wofo asem. Just think about it. Uko drew 24 na a big issue openi uka ho asem na or say whoever spares the rod hates their children. Musa normally ni yaka ni akansi ho ye ntoaso. Otoaso a or say, but the one who loves their children is careful to discipline them. When you see the word punishment, you see the word discipline. And that tells you, say, the issue is not about Saudi Arabia. It's got nothing whatsoever to do with beating. It has everything to do with akola respecting the parent and the parent loving nebano because of person will discipline now abeye akola papa. That is the whole concept. That is the theme of Asemna Wakano. And to start with, even say me de aba ebe bomeba eno. It is a non-starter because I think one of the things I can this week, say abuse, wrong in the court of heaven. Abuse is illegal, and you're right for you to, because abuse is just punishing somebody out of nothing. But discipline, say you are supporting somebody to be the very best that God wants that person to be. So the Hebrew word that oyusu ye ema rodona, which is the same word that ye translate it as staff or as a stick, as a has a lot of background to do with the kind of discipline and of course within Egypt, because that time Egypt was the America of the day. In Tinyama Bebra no the superpower and what how things were done. And they had different regimes. Remember, say you better distracted the whole conversation. But the main pointer, was say, it is wrong for you as a parent not to discipline your child. And the discipline, say, you tell them, you let them know what is right, you let them know what is wrong, but also you let them develop and grow to appreciate. Say in your absence, no say can be able to know papa and that is what discipline is. So we come military camp and I say of course soldier force a discipline or more. There are different types of discipline because one day so we two enemy should be able to help you to fight the enemy and become strong. Open was someone who can say we train na de ma wo no enyina no boa wo ema when you about life who life in such a way say bibia ni ho ase wonto me, and that is discipline. Of course some of the discipline quite fast discipline be no questionable in themselves, and which is sometimes even wrong, let's say it. But I think say the issue this week in here say in fact the text na aka or say 24 no, but the word you use honey love mebuana, but the one who loves their children is careful. Into the key thing minim family beer the first time omokoto and near man collaborate media diagro ewo fie no bra odwene hunhunu say maybe ma a reward a system bi and near ma so we mfum so a yebe chire say mfum so, but so papa yebe ma wo ekwan na wo de diagro. Enti one say as part of the discipline what they are doing here say akola no nyini say unim say we at the papa it has a reward wunya a time to play and as a time so would be diagro and as a bibisa, and that is part of discipline. Abuse the busuafo so be a social worker would tell me unim say a lot of Africans are social Any social workers, our problem ni nyinaa no 90% of them bro, because you think that the only way to discipline a kola is over abano. We are near the text we say not to so kama near the justify and also boa kola good. In fact, I personally have come to understand say a bro is one of the things that doesn't actually help Nkwala in any way. Whooping, anytime you have this psychological challenge to deal with, especially so you yourself suffer more than a and it's a lose-lose situation for everyone. So if the Bible is trying to woo us away from this kind of punishment, Mijidi say right. Say yeah, and say the antichrist no. I say 80% of Europe comes from the Christian background. It comes from the Bible, comes from the the Christian undertakings. And Mijidi said, what we have now, to protect Yemano and find a better way. So the very best that God wants them to be, the high ideals and Jamaica, but still not using the cane and the stick.
Yo, last time that's it. Yes.
Everyday yanko pasi, say tab ne call, say question here, the basic hanama. It's now and to phone or hardma onto first stanza and kwama and team song, na pastor Inshra so emayen. Only the first verse.
Nando ashe ama bri wampai boni wonsro mi yekru.
Amen.
And yeah, ebusuafo for my nyinhyira. Eja nyame de odi abedru enanso enie. Ebenezer edawase. Wachire yen se de ebusua tie bia no ebetimi ahyase ama no afri troubled family afri ahania tete a ewom no akọ ye ebusua enyini na eyenhyira. Yempa ye anwumre nyinaa ne se ma yebusua enye osoro ketewa ewasase so. Kyerɛkyerɛ yɛn de ebetumi aye bia no gya ma yɛhoden na de wakyerɛkyerɛ yɛn no nso yɛntimi mfa nyɛ adwuma. Bra yɛkɔda yi ohomeda mu ma onhyira ne yɛnkɔda o. The do han fefe no kyɛ na se ebehia ma no pa nso a yɛada wase ayi wayɛ. Yɛda wase so atie mpaebɔ anwumre wɔ Yesu din mu. Amen.
Amen. Amen. Amen. Amacho nyame pa chana 8:30 na ya head nyum to ase 9 o'clock pepe na prayer session no ahase.
Osofia da wase papa.
The masin so the masin. Yo.
Okay, entende. Enka se mespa.
Amen.
Amen. Amen.
Praise the Lord.
Amen.
Bye-bye.
Yo. Bye.
Ima. My joy or here to say.
Nyame adom boko bacha so e.
Nyame adom me ho ye. Money adwuma.
That's it. Such a young pedia health for network and be okay.
I hope so.
Last week the lecture said it was so terrible, honestly.
I hope so, but me WhatsApp calls in Yeduma, me nim dintia, yes,
sir.
Who frame me a minya, who frame me a beba me pekia on timini.
Oh, okay. Now, what delete your side?
There be mean deleting and installing.
Trying to delete and reinstall back.
And that's me lose my contacts in here.
So WhatsApp on our phone.
WhatsApp.
They'll come back. Okay, the previous messages in the be now yeah, I'll back it up.
There be.
Yeah, now a phone and back it up now.
Man call an eye, mamma.
Mom back it up, or back it up and I'll put delete it. Can you say what you 10 million? I mean, I suspect say funeral dues. And only a while with the man for there.
Man, for message be anka home.
Patch all there be
10 you know.
10 back on a 10 back on a 10 back.
And if you any idea, me check payment in why.
Yo, Mati.
I said, Nippon, Mudika, we and I'm try.
I so 2 the only try immediate. And I'm saying, we suspect it's a 1 now can be yet. The latest one be a woman.
Okay, what the measure?
Okay, on the 3rd of August.
Let us make me and sending in every year.
Thank you. I don't know Chairman Senevi.
Obian face, Obian Casim chairman and the Intino.
Okay, you.
Let us sing. I'm sure.
3rd of August. You.
A chance why I'm number 1 and you're why.
You can't tell my wife. That means okay. I don't know this time.
Oh, David, make us so any summer, David. Oh.
Okay, sir. Send a car. Miss I grown and now would you?
I am number 1.
I am number 1.
And your problem.
Okay, what?
What the amount so saw the mommy out there for mommy.
You, Mate. You flew her now. Go ahead. Oh, yes, I'll be bread.
I was free my wife.
You, my catcher, you.
Matthew Papa.
Hey, Sophia. Oh, no.
Hey, Matthew Papa.
Okay,
Yami Bob Yaso de Yami Yakopusia.
Fee, Cassia saying.
Oh, many the question. What does it know? Debbie who? And I do come up. The question I make.
My head, you there?
Let's say. After who are some boo, maybe.
That's why.
So, Debbie, I will share Zoom so I who and him. One more see no so.
Hey, how many come in you? Minka Zoom, Mr. Muffin.
What could be there now, how dear? One day,
Mr. Muffin, Debbie, I mean, who?
That's how one and
wife, Papa. Or Barney Jenny, ending.
Sophie, I'm calling
Zoom and go for one. You want to be any adentra, ne Zoom yada.
And that's idea the way. Me person who many one order.
Or some could be any
many.
So
Oh, woman.
I don't want to make us of it, which is a care baswa. Can you put on a fire, Nimumra, you watch it?
I be a chair,
So, it's an uncle who
we are.
I'm so power. And the question, the question, why handsome man? Why are breakfast? Say, you.
Madame Catas.
That's your mammy, Sophie.
If you're trying, I am handsome. Let me say, I'm so poor, me baba do. I don't remember for quantum on me about. Hey, one quite what you penny up in one number obi. Hey, you may say, the program, won't come by YouTube. May I find my dog?
Oh, our YouTube, me per se, me from Rana, I'm only our YouTube, media.
Oh, good, and come me for some people. But come on, maybe for.
Okay, not come. I just think you seriously, you know, come to about once, but
oh, okay.
The bar means a children you read them, didn't you know, a platform, so no be.
Okay, come in the question, come maybe say, I don't know, yeah, long, Colana, put it down for 4 years, some young go some get to sleep over Ano say yeah, the cham bisa man.
Now, be question one.
Question time. We are no. Question.
Okay.
Wait, maybe sir. Auntie Lucy. Lucy.
Hey, Lucy, you want him na me show?
Me.
Ane.
Man had it, and you a new kakra. Now, just some more. Just some more.
Open that.
Mama Lu, class in the bachelor.
Me.
What's our school class?
I'm prepared.
Mama is with a mefro. Mefro, child of papa. I'm a child of papa, mefro.
That's it.
From the day.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay.
Bye-bye. Huh?
When him way.
That's what they must complete.
Was it China, Mammy?
It's a more woman.
And
I computer was computers what? I
Yo, bichia mama ni daddy and Mr. Kwesi.
Yo, Makati and you, Nanakia, a crab body also with you. I did be.
I have been there.
Oh, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.